Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. This time we are looking at Heist. One team, one mission. This game Heist is put out by Megableu and University Games, aimed at ages 7 and up, 2 to 4 players. Came out around 2019. It's a fairly big box, as you can see, very thick. So there's a lot going on in here. It's another co-op game. Inside we're going to see an electronic safe, 12 plastic gold bars, 50 million in play money, 8 tools, and instructions. It does require 3 AA batteries, which are not included, and adult assembly. So the important thing might be to check the sensors on here to make sure they're not corroded by somebody leaving the batteries in too long or just rust. So let's open this up and see what the game looks like. Alright, that's everything apparently. That's a giant box for a few things. Alright, so let's open this part up first. The money is actually stashed in here. And here is our vault piece. Alright, we've got a button on each side. So we've got orange, a button there, red, blue, and green. And then there's the top. A couple little holes there. This thing obviously moves. And it comes off. This comes up. Alright, so down here we've got our switch and our battery case and speaker. There are little rubber nubs on the bottom of here, which is really nice so it doesn't slide all over the place. I don't know how well that's showing up. So, yeah, kind of cool. It's a little heavier than I expected, but it's still pretty light. We'll look at the money last, because I'll have to adjust the camera for that. Here's our instruction book. It's on glossy paper. I do like that. I don't know if I can open it. Yeah, so we've got the electronic safe, 8 tools, which include goggles, drill, laptop, map, flashlight, headset, explosives, and gloves. Then 12 plastic gold bars, 50 million in play money, and again it reminds us that we need 3 AA's. So it's not in color, but you do get images of all the components, so be aware of that. And then how to play. How to put the batteries in case you're a complete idiot. So pretty straightforward stuff. Let's look at our other components, which are actually in a Ziploc style bag, which is really nice because then you don't have to fight with the plastic all the time. So here's our gold bars. These are really lazy looking. So they actually do look a little bit like gold bars. Flat on the bottom so you can stack them up. And you get 12, 6 in each row, which is kind of cool. But these are pretty thick plastic. It's decent quality plastic at least. And here's our tools. And then we'll look at the money next. Alright, so you get a stack of money, and you can tell that it's different amounts and colors. So let's try and open this without ripping anything. Shouldn't have cut my nails. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Alright, now the money itself is really small. As you can see here, it's about 2.5 inches long. About 1.5 inches tall. And for those of you in lands that don't use the king's measurements, it's about 6 centimeters long by about 4 centimeters tall. Ooh, these are actually kind of nice. So they're actually glossy and fairly thick. So that's kind of nice. That's an extra little bit of measure I didn't think they'd do. So we got 5 blue ones that are 5,000. Then we've got 3,000 denomination, which are pink. We've got 5 of those. It's the same on front and back. And we've got 10 1,000s, which are green. So 3 denominations, different amounts of each one. So that's actually going to be important in case you lose a piece. You need to know what you're looking for. Overall, the components aren't bad. These are really nice. I was really impressed with the money and the main safe itself. Okay, so we've seen the components in the box. I don't think the images here do it justice. The commands are given by the electronics, so this is very much an electronic-driven game. So that safe has to work. Not only does it slowly raise up and push the lid off, the gold bars go into it, into the little slats on top that when I pulled it up you could see them around. And it will slowly pop them out, but you have to be able to hit your button at the appropriate time. And it really is sort of like a cross between Simon Says and an escape room, but really primitive escape room. It's a co-op game and it is aimed at younger people. It's clearly aimed at 7 to 10 or so, I would say, maybe 12. And they'll get the most out of it because it'll be a more of an escape room type game aimed at their level, because it is so primitive. But there are 6 levels to it. The regular 5 and then the bonus level, if you could call it that. So I'm intrigued to see how it plays out, but it looks like it's an okay game. But the kids probably grow out of it really quickly. And if any of the main components are broken, it really loses the point. So the electronics have to work for this to be of any use at all. But it looks like an okay game. If you could get it for less than $10, I'd say maybe go for it if you got kids in that age range, especially younger players like 7 or 8. This is probably more along those ideals of 7 to 10. But after that, I don't think this will really appeal to them. There are other challenge type games that would be more appropriate for older kids. And I think this one just doesn't have the lasting power that some of those do. Especially because this is probably going to break down fairly easily if it's dropped a couple times. Or the batteries are allowed to rust inside of it. But it doesn't look bad. It looks okay. If you can pick it up cheap and all the components are there, I'd say go for it. But I don't think I'd pay more than $10 for it. My goal, ideally, for this would be about $5. But realistically, you're looking at buying it secondhand for that. Or on clearance. But it does look okay. I can't say anything too bad about it. The components were fairly well made and reasonably well designed. And the fact they went to the trouble to put the little rubber feet on the bottom of the safe was a nice touch. And it shows some degree of interest in making the game fun. So the instructions are very clear. It's a very simple game. And everybody takes a role. And their job is to pass stuff around and hit the button in front of them. That's really about it. So it seems like an alright game. So we've seen what's in the box. You've heard my take. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, share it on your social media, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future unboxings and reviews. If you'd like to help the channel in other ways, check out my Teespring store, or donate through Patreon every month, or one time through Streamlabs using PayPal. But, as always, we hope to see you on the next one.